your early thoughts on what Wisconsin is doing in the transfer portal and Luke is doing to kind of build up that roster?
Well, yeah, I think that they're filling needs, they're filling holes, and there were times my opinion on the Big Ten Western Division changed week to week. And overall, for as much as I tried to defend it or tried to find a good side, it was just about as bad as everyone joked about week to week. So they have a clear opportunity there as what I would consider to be probably the best team in the West. I think it's between them and Minnesota. Uh, I was going to have Cade McNamara at quarterback and Eric All to hopefully for them provide a little bit of offense.
Very little bit.
if their offensive production does not improve, and I'll say significantly, like if you go from 130 in the nation to 80, I'll consider that significant. That's 50 spots. You still have a bad offense, but you got a 50 spot. You're at least functional to some degree. If they don't improve based on some of their acquisitions, especially at quarterback and at tight end, then that will tell us beyond a shadow of a doubt that they not only are poor at coaching and coordinating an offense, but they're actually detrimental. Like they are inheriting a quarterback in Cade McNamara who, yeah, it would be great if somebody could take him and make him even better and develop him even more. It's not like he's Tom Brady and he's played for a million years, but he's a plug and play guy. They don't need to tell him how to lead a team, run the offense. He's technically sound. They just don't need to screw him up, and he should at least make the offense functional.
Well, you think an obvious upgrade over Petrus at quarterback, though? I mean, is that? I mean, that's got to be night and day, I would think.
Yes.
So if they've upgraded at quarterback that much, and then they get some solid play out of tight end, which has always been their position for 800 years. Now whether they can get anything out of the tailback position or the wide receiver position, and is the offensive line better? Those are also probably larger questions there too, to them having a better offense. I will say, I think Wisconsin, Luke had to make some moves there. It will be interesting to see if the portal upgrades them that much, this year. I know it's his first year. I'm going to be real interested to see, because they got to go to Washington State in non-conference. Is that their only decent non-conference game?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a bit, I don't know if bored is the right word. I don't like the return trips of these games that we saw last year with Michigan State, Washington, and Washington State, Wisconsin. But hey, the Big Ten can make amends possibly.
I think, well, here's the thing. I mean, it's going to be interesting to, and I was trying to make my argument the last time we spoke about where the conference is at. And I agree with you, Mark. You still have to see it in non-conference. You still have to see it in the bowl games. And I get where you're coming from. Now, mind you, it did have a winning record in bowl games this year, and
very close to having an outstanding record in bowl games.
Yeah. Bringing up bad memories again. Thanks, Mark. But in any case, I will say this: Penn State is the interesting team here. Just kind of looking at the conference, because does everybody have this pegged as the best Franklin team? Are you hearing that like all over the place? Because I seem to be hearing this. I mean, I don't know if this is better than the McSorley-Barkley teams, but I'm hearing folks starting to say that.
From a talent perspective, it should be. It should be the best team. And not only the hope of the recruiting rankings coming to fruition on the field, but much of it has been proven. The two freshman running backs, Katron Allen and Nick Singleton, quite a duo. And if they continue to get stronger and better and play their positions better, then they could be a dominant force between the two of them. Excuse me, David. Drew Aller.
Yeah.
He's just going to be fascinating to watch. And Steve Dace, I don't want to steal his line, but made mention to me, must have been on his podcast on Tuesday, that he thinks that Drew Aller is the biggest wild card or most important player in the conference.
Well, he's from our neck of the woods, Mark. I got a chance to watch him play a little bit at Medina, and he is impressive. I mean, he's got a lot of the measurables, size. He's got some arm talent, no doubt about it. By the way, Parker Washington left early. Their one wide receiver for the NFL, I think, didn't he?
Yes,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's going to be interesting because Ohio State did not really pursue him. I know that we got yours in recruiting, and actually, I think those were two of the highest rated recruits in the quarterback class that year was Aller and Quinn Ewers.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Ohio State that it turned out that way. They went for the gusto and went for Quinn Ewers, and I'm sure Aller would still be on the roster, and he would have waited as he did behind Clifford. So he certainly would have waited behind CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
And it would be a different story right now with what we can reasonably expect to be a better quarterback at Penn State than Ohio State.